This is the brand new Quest 336 Superlite kayak from Base Sports. This is the shortest and lightest in our range of ABS thermoformed kayaks. Very excited with this one. These ones are very similar to our ever popular Aquanauta kayak. The main difference is being ABS thermoformed construction. These weigh in at 18.9 kilograms. So for a 3.4 meter long kayak, these ones are what everyone's after in terms of stable, fast, being a sit-in kayak, but 18.9 kilograms makes it very manageable to carry and load onto your vehicle without much effort. The Quest 336 is a bit wider and obviously a lot shorter than its bigger brother, the 485. This particular model sits in at 67 centimeters wide and 3.36 meters in length, compared to the Quest 485, which sits in at 56 centimeters width and 4.85 meters in length. The cockpit opening on the Quest 336 is a bit wider and a bit longer. Bow of the Quest 336, you have the grab handle for carrying the kayak. As long as along the front, you've also got some deck rigging with reflective bits in it, great for low light paddling. So when light reflects on there from a distance, they can see you. So good for safety, sunrise and sunset. Got a 20 centimeter rubber hatch cover at the front for your storage inside. So you can fit a little bit of gear up the front here, like a 20-litre dry bag, for example, and it goes all the way up to the very bow of the kayak on the nose. As we move down the kayak, you can see it's got a nice design. It's quite sharp design, not so rounded like its bigger brother, the 485 Quest. So this particular model has these sharper edges going up and across, which is great for deflecting the water that splashes up onto the bow to go back into the water. It also has some storage up the front in arm's reach in front of the cockpit. The little mold here is if you want to mount, you can install some fishing rod holders, you can install a universal mount to hold a drink bottle if you want to take your thermos out with you, or even a phone mount if you want to use it for navigation or any other purposes. Moving into the cockpit, you've got our Comfort Flex 4-seat, really thick padding mesh seat with foam core, which is adjustable. You can actually adjust underneath your thighs if you want some more lift. You just pull that up and lock it in. You can see there, it just depends on your paddling style and comfort. You want to have your legs more bent or more outreached and flat. So that's a great little feature on this Comfort Flex system. And the seat itself at the back is adjustable. So it can adjust up and down depending on what position. And just sitting in this before, it's really comfortable. You could easily go for a 5 or 6 hour paddle and still feel nice and comfortable in there. You have the knee braces here, padded foam knee braces. So you can push your knees up into that if you're going for a power paddle and want to go for a solid paddle along and brace your back. You can adjust these forward and back so you get the right positioning so that the whole knee brace itself sits nice and comfortably on your knees. Located directly in front of the seat is the drink bottle holder. I've got a bungee cord here and a little loop to secure your water bottle. It's great to keep the water directly in front of you, easy access so you can keep hydrated whilst you're out on your adventures. And simple as just pulling the bungee cord to grab the bottle, and then single-handedly you can put it back under there. It's a great little feature. We love this on the new Quest kayak. On the side, you have your cord to raise and lower your rudder. The Smart Track rudder system comes installed on this model. Really good system. You simply just pull this cord to lower the rudder into the water, push it down to lock it in place, and then to release it back into the upright position like that. When you're coming into shore or for any other reason, you simply just lift it up and it will spring back into position. Directly behind the cockpit, a stainless steel lock. So if you are storing a kayak in a public place, like on kayak racks, for example, you can put a bike lock through there or a chain. It's just an extra safety feature for theft deterrent. At the rear is a larger storage area. The volume in litres is listed on the product page on the website, but it goes right behind the seat. So you could fit about a 30-litre dry bag in here. Overall, the kayak's got enough storage in the front and the rear for a day trip or even an overnight trip. Here we have the Smart Track Hybrid 4 rudder system already set up. This does come inside the rear storage hatch for transport. We do have a video on the product page which shows a quick and easy installation of the rudder system. These rudders are very responsive, a great blade design, and they sit nice and deep in the water so you get maximum maneuverability. And being such a short sit-in kayak at 3.36 meters paired with the rudder system makes it a very maneuverable and quick to turn kayak. So if you're looking to paddle in smaller waterways, more narrow waterways like rivers or creeks, the shorter 336 model is going to just be a bit easier to maneuver. These particular kayaks are very lightweight compared to traditional polyethylene plastic kayaks. These particular models we are looking at are the Quest 485 and Quest 520. They weigh in at 22 and 23 kilos respectively. Compared to a plastic kayak such as the Expedition Zero and Expedition 2, made out of polyethylene plastic, they weigh in at 27 and 29 kilos. So there's a good 30% weight reduction by using this ABS thermoformed construction. Extra length in the Quest 520 being 35 centimeters longer. They have a nice amount of rocker in the nose and a very sharp V-shaped bow, so great for slicing through the water. Great tracking on these models, an excellent glide. From the front of the kayaks, you've got the grab handle for easy transportation, lifting it up here, super durable, really comfortable under the fingers. From bow to stern, you've got the reflective deck rigging. This is great for attaching gear, you can clip on stuff, but also when paddling at sunrise and sunset, when light shines on the reflective bits, it gives you good visibility, so safety on the water. We've got an 8-inch rubber hatch. These are storage underneath, so you can store a bit of gear up the front if you want to do multi-day or even longer trips. So a decent amount of storage up the front there, and watertight hatches. As we move down the kayak, more deck rigging and a conveniently located 8-inch twist lock hatch in the front, just in front of the cockpit. So these ones here are a bit different to many kayaks in the sense that they don't have a nylon or a netted bag. Rather, this is a sealed storage area, so you can put your phone or your keys in here. It basically acts as like a little tray or a compartment there. When you unwrap your Quest kayak during transit, we install these foam pieces in the middle just to retain the cockpit shape so it doesn't get damaged during transit to you. So once you set up the rudder system, you can simply pull out the foam inserts and just twist it. And I'll just show you how to adjust the footrest on the kayak. So really simply, you're just using one hand, and you can do this once you're actually seated in the kayak to find the right leg length. Using your left hand and then your right, simply one hand lift it up, push it through. You'll feel where it's about right with your feet in the cockpit. So really easy. If you go too far, you just lift it up and pull it back. Once you've found the right spot, you just drop it down. As you can see here, it's got the little teeth, so you just want to pull it. After the one tooth, you just push it down, locks into place. At the top of the toe piece here is the actual rudder control. So if you want to turn your kayak left, you simply push with your left ball of your foot, and that'll turn the rudder system to turn the kayak left. And same for the right hand side. Push on the right hand side to turn the kayak right. As we move towards the stern, we have deck netting, so you can put some more gear underneath there, keep it nice and secure under there, and of course another storage hatch. The storage in the rear is greater. The volumes are listed on the product page, so you can look at the litre volume, but you could easily store enough gear in here for an overnight trip, and it's multi-day, so you could fit tent, all your camping gear. The storage in this one goes all the way up, just behind the seat, about to here. The height from the bottom of the hull to the top of the cockpit on the 485 is 30 centimeters, whilst the 520 model is 6 centimeters higher at 36 centimeters. So for taller people, 6'3", 4, 6'5", the Quest 520 will be more suitable. It has slightly more legroom length internally, as well as more height, so you can adjust your knees, more bent, and you've got more clearance in the actual cockpit for your knees. So for the taller paddler, the Quest 520 is going to be more spacious, easy to get in and out of, whilst the Quest 485 would recommend a max height of a person up to about 6'2", 6'3". The Quest 520 model has a difference. In the front of it has a mold, so you want to fit a compass. These are designed to work with many compasses, including the Silver brand. That model is the 520 that comes installed on. Very wide. The total cockpit internally sits at about 45 centimeters wide. The total kayak itself, the 485 model, is 55 centimeters wide from the widest points, whereas the 520 model is 5 centimeters wider at 60 centimeters. So very spacious cockpits, nice and long as well, so nice and easy to get in, especially if you've got longer legs, and very supportive, comfortable cockpits. Great, especially if you're going to be out for a couple of hours. You'll really appreciate this seat. As we move towards the stern, we have deck netting, so you can put some more gear underneath there, keep it nice and secure under there, and of course another storage hatch. Storage in the rear is greater. The volumes are listed on the product page, so you can look at the litre volume. But you could easily store enough gear in here for, you know, an overnight trip, and it's multi-day, so you could fit tent, you know, all your camping gear. The storage in this one goes all the way up, just behind the seat, about to here. More deck storage and bungee cord, a rear grab handle. And as we move to the very end of the kayak, you've got the Smart Track hybrid foil rudder system, which comes standard on all the Quest and Expedition kayak range from Base Sports. These are fantastic, really good blade, really good operation, simple to use, and the blade sits nice and vertical and deep in the water. In terms of using the rudder system, before you set out kayaking, simply remove the bungee cord from the guard for the blade. You'll see it just sits nicely in the blade guard there. Then this black cord runs all the way to the cockpit. To deploy your rudder into the water, you simply pull it out of the teeth on the little cleat here. So just on 45-degree angle, you just pull it out like that, and just single-handedly pull the cord, and you'll see the rudder system go down into the water.